Bauchi unions call for calm as judiciary workers in Kaduna FCT prepare for strike. Business owners struggle to cope with hardship amid soaring inflation. Oyo residents express concerns over substandard healthcare and rising cases of quackery. On a foreign thing, more than 122,000 people evacuated in Malaysia due to floods. Hello and welcome to Trust News Hour. I am Chiamaka Mwafo. Over in Bauchi State, the Nigerian Labour Congress NLC and the Trade Union Congress in Nigeria in the state say they are hopeful that the state government would honor the contract agreement with Labour on the implementation of 70,000 naira minimum wage effective November salary. This is even as workers prepare for strike in compliance with the mother union signal to all state chapters to prepare for an indefinite strike if the government at the state level fails to implement the new minimum wage. Trust TV's Adamu Imam has more.
Following the announcement by the national body of the organized labor unions to all states to be on alert to proceed on strike in the event that any state fails to comply with minimum wage at the end of November, residents of Bauchi and social analysts have been expressing their views on the development.
Now civil servants are no longer eating 3 square meals. They are even looking for 1 square meal because the inflation has eaten all over the place. Civil servants are now like, what do I call them? They are just like a slave because they cannot feed their own families.
As you can see clearly, things are changing. Prices are going up. The inflation rate is becoming the order. So for me, if they cannot go for strike, then automatically they don't even know their jobs because they need to go, and if things change, then it changes for better.
We thank God because in Bauchi, the state governor has promised to implement the minimum wage. However, even in states that have implemented the wage, it is nothing to write home about because the minimum wage cannot address the high rate of inflation and rising cost of foodstuffs. Right now, the new minimum wage cannot buy me a 50 kg bag of rice, let alone adding other expenses. So we still have a long way to go in this country. That is the honest reality.
It's very unfortunate that in this country, our experience shows that the last bullet that the labor union used to shoot is that of going to strike. And in many cases, the result is usually not going to be favorable to the workers and to the economy at large. I think the union should devise alternative means of getting what they need instead of going to strike again and again.
Although the trade union chairman, Sabiu Barrow, says they have reached an agreement with the state government on the payment of 70,000 naira as minimum wage to be reflected in November. It, however, does appear that implementation will slip onto the first week of December. The unions urge state workers to remain calm and have confidence, and government will effect the full implementation of the new wage. Adam Imam, Trust TV News, Bauchi.
The leaderships of the Trade Union Congress TUC, the Nigerian Labour Congress NLC, and the Judiciary Staff Union of Nigeria JUSAN have directed workers in the 14 states to embark on an indefinite strike from Monday over the non-implementation of the new minimum wage and payment of outstanding salaries. The union leaders in their separate statements directed workers across the state to down tools in full compliance of the strike action. The TUC, during the State Executive Council SEC meeting held on the 30th of November 2024, said it had become necessary to protest the unilateral manner by which the implementation of the consequential adjustments were made, adding that it negates the principles of collective bargaining. It, however, urged the state government to take the next step by approving the consequential adjustments to the salary tables as negotiated by the organized labor to ensure that the benefits of the new minimum wage are felt across board. Also, the Kaduna State NLC Secretary, Goddo Hussaini Tatus, stated in a statement demanded the immediate implementation of the negotiated consequential adjustments and the signing of a memorandum of understanding, saying anything less than would constitute a betrayal of the workforce of the state. Meanwhile, the acting General Secretary of JUSON, in a statement, directed all branches and chapters of the union to mobilize its members to commence an industrial action beginning from Sunday midnight, as directed by the Central Working Committee and National Executive Council of the Nigerian Labour Congress, due to the failure of the affected state governments to implement the new national minimum wage. Still on the minimum wage, the Nigerian Labour Congress and the FCT has directed all workers across the 6 area councils of the FCT to embark on an indefinite strike from December 1, 2024 over the non-implementation of the 70,000 naira national minimum wage arrears by the 6 area council chairman. Chairman of the Nigerian Labour Congress in the state, rather FCT, Stephen Nabai, gave the directive when he addressed newsmen at the Labour House in Abuja on Saturday. He said the union's decision to direct its members to embark on the strike action was as a result of failure of the 6 area council chairman to implement the 70,000 naira national minimum wage, which he said was a gross violation of the law and total disregard to the welfare and well-being of the workers in the area councils. According to him, despite issuing the 6 area council chairman a communique of the National Executive Council NEC meeting of the NLC held in Port Harcourt, Rivers State on November 11, 2024, the council chairman have blatantly refused to respond to the demand for the implementation of its members' 70,000 naira minimum wage across the 6 area councils. He said it was in response to the 6 area council chairman's inaction to implement the new minimum wage that the organized labor in its state administrative council meeting held on November 12, 2024, unanimously resolved to adhere strictly to the national directive to embark on an indefinite strike action should any government fail to implement the new 70,000 naira minimum wage on or before the last day of November 2024. The Association of Resident Doctors and the Service of the Kogi State Government has expressed their dissatisfaction with the non-implementation of the approved new salary structure commenced 2024. The doctors, after an emergency meeting of the association on Friday in the capital, Lokoja, also expressed their displeasure over the non-payment of arrears of new minimum wage for October 2024 as promised by the government. The ARD president of Kogi State Specialist Hospital, Lokoja, Dr. Ame Friday, who spoke to journalists on behalf of the doctors shortly after the meeting, appealed to Governor Usman Ododo to intervene. He, however, noted that the implementation, which was meant to take effect in October, was later slated for November, with a promise that the accrued arrears of October would be paid alongside November's salary. The CNC is a famous weekly market in Bauchi State that has been patronized largely by women folks. Courtesy of low cost of commodities at the market, people from far and near troop to the location every Friday for different transactions. Trust TV's Yusha Adamu visited the market and filed this report.
The 30-year CNC started as a mini market at Bauchi Emir's Palace, where second-hand clothes brought from Jos, Plateau State were sold. As the market gained more acceptance, local authorities relocated it to its present location at railway area, about 3 kilometers from the Emir's Palace. Approximately, this market has been in existence for between 20 to 30 years. It was started as a mini market at the Bauchi Emir's Palace with a few traders and gradually expanded. The market is blazed with low cost of prices of commodities. For example, if you can buy something at the cost of 100 in other markets, when you come to CNC, you can get it at 70 or even 60 naira. For a measure of rice, for instance, if it is sold 2,000 in other markets, you can get it at 1,007 or 1,006 per measure. Unlike other markets in the state, the CNC is being patronized largely by women that come to buy second-hand wares, kitchen utensils, and other commodities for both personal use and commercial purposes. Courtesy of low prices of commodities at the CNC, it is estimated that Over 5,000 patrons from within and outside Bauchi troop to the market every week. I have been coming to this market for the past 10 years. I am patronizing the market because commodities are cheaper here. I am into the business of second-hand clothes. I am coming to this market from Jos to buy garments because the prices are very low here when compared to our markets in Jos. About 30 to 60 of my colleagues used to come here every week to buy garments because they are cheaper. Again, traders from Kano are bringing varieties of goods to this market. As the market continues to attract more customers, merchants dealing in various goods and products find their way into the market to satisfy the needs of these customers. Presently, the market has been segmented into sections of second-hand garments, foodstuff, and plastic, among others, in order to serve the needs of its customers. Numerous traders dealing in foodstuff, garments, and several other goods are making bricks business at the C&C market on a weekly basis. I am coming to this market to sell foodstuff, precisely rice and beans. We thank God things are going smoothly. Customers from all local government areas of Bauchi State and beyond are coming to this market for one aspect of business or the other. C&C is a market that comprises many trades, even though it was started with garments trading. People are patronizing the market largely because of low prices of commodities. Both dealers and retailers are getting goods and products cheaper in this market, and that is why the market continues to attract patrons every week. As the market sustains the tempo of contributing to the economy of Bauchi State, local authorities are clamoring for the provision of a permanent site. We will be glad if government can come in to assist us in its own way. As you can see, we are operating in an open space. This is a temporary market, so we will be happy if government will provide us with permanent site, structures, and even capital. With the current economic hardship, the Bauchi State government can leverage on the business activities taking place in this market to create more job opportunities for low-income earners. Yusho Adamu, Trust TV News.
So staying in the northeast, over in Gombe State, residents say they are switching to alternative sources of power supply for their daily electricity needs. This follows the frequent collapse of the national power grid, vandalism of power installations across the country, as well as surging bills which many can barely afford. Hassan Kohli has more in this report.
Apart from surging bills and vandalism of power infrastructure, the removal of fuel subsidy has also driven the prices of petrol and diesel up, thereby increasing cost of operating generators. Solar power is looking attractive as an alternative, especially for individuals who require constant electricity. Aside from the initial cost of installation, solar power looks cheaper to maintain in the long run.
I'm using all kind of electric materials such as refrigerator, pressing iron, ceiling fan, and so on. I'm using it like the way I'm using NEFA light. I have no problem with all this kind of electric equipment.
With a 150,000 naira installation cost, individuals and households have continued to install it, claiming it is far more reliable compared to electricity from the national grid. It is also considered as an environment-friendly source of energy.
Solar-powered energy is more important by using as a household. As individuals, it's more proficient, it's more sustainable, and it's more clean energy, and it's very sustainable and environmentally friendly. While the advancement in technology, advancement in industries might lead to the dynamic shift or paradigm shift among the small, large, and medium uh, industries to shift from hydro energy source to solar powered energy.
The World Bank report that over half of developing countries could see economic benefits from electric mobility, including reduced air pollution, lower maintenance costs, and less reliance on costly imported fossil fuels. From Gombe, Hassan Koli reporting for Trust TV.
Many are feared dead, and a total of 24 persons have been rescued in a boat accident in Kogi State. A statement by the Commissioner for Information and Communications, Kingsley Famo, on Saturday reported that the boat transporting passengers from Kukba-Ebe to Kacha Market capsized near Patadambo, resulting in significant casualties. According to Famo, while rescue efforts are still ongoing, it has been confirmed that 24 victims have been rescued and are currently receiving medical care in nearby health facilities. He said Governor Ahmed Ododo has directed the State Emergency Management Agency, SEMA, to provide immediate relief materials to affected families. Additionally, the Ministry of Health has been instructed to ensure the survivors receive adequate medical attention. Over in Lagos State, property worth millions of naira have been destroyed following a fire outbreak at a spare parts market in the Idumota area of the state. In a statement on Saturday, the permanent secretary of the Lagos State Emergency Management Agency, Olufemi Oke Osanyotolu, said the fire occurred on Friday night. Oke Osanyotolu said preliminary investigation showed that multiple buildings used as shops for sales of car spare parts were razed. Osanyotolu added that no casualties nor injuries were recorded at the incident scene. He said dampening down and had commenced to stamp out the remaining pockets of fire, noting that salvaging of valuable properties in the recovered shops was also ongoing at the time of this report. Similarly, a fire outbreak has been reported at the Ebutero market, still in Lagos State. This was revealed in a statement by the Director of Lagos State Fire and Rescue Service, Margaret Adishaya, on Saturday. According to her, the fire broke out at the market near the police station adjacent to Carter Bridge, Lagos Island, in the early hours of Saturday. She, however, added that the fire, which raged overnight, was prevented from spreading beyond its point of origin as a result of the swift response of Lagos firefighters from the Ebute Elefun, Dolphin, Shari Gomu, and Alausa stations. According to her, investigation to uncover the exact cause of the fire is ongoing, adding that no casualties have been reported from the incident. Still in the southwest, the family of Badrat Adebayo, a native of Ipakbo community in Iteshiwaju local government area of Oyo State, is seeking urgent assistance from the state government and well-meaning Nigerians for their daughter, whose health is deteriorating rapidly due to complications from fibrous surgeries allegedly performed by a quack medical practitioner who is currently in police custody. Badrat, who has undergone 4 surgeries in just 1 month, with no solution in sight, leaving her family seeking help from authorities and well-meaning Nigerians to save their daughter's life. Here's the report.
Ipakpo is the headquarters of Itesiwaju local government area. The town is situated at about 40 kilometers from Ibadan, the capital of Oyo State. It is home to the Ipakpo people, who are predominantly farmers and traders. However, an alleged syndicate made up of quack medical practitioners has been on the prowl in recent months, putting the lives of residents in desperate need of urgent medical attention.
This thing started from July 2nd of this year. After the first operation, at 8 days interval, the quack doctor did another operation again for the same woman. When the mother with the victim went away to go and get some things, they still managed that one too. The third operation came up after another 8 days after the second operation, making the operation 3 times. Due to my involvement, the quack doctor now referred them to nearby hospital at Isheyin, Fadok Hospital at Isheyin, to continue that thing.
Residents here have to travel several kilometers to receive medical attention in neighboring communities. This is what forced Badrat Adebayo's parents to seek treatment at the same hospital where Veronica Abimbola lost her husband. Now a shadow of herself, Badrat was said to have undergone 4 medical surgeries in 1 month for fibroid, which has proven to be ineffective, harmful and dangerous to her well-being.
When I arrived, he informed me that she had fibroid and the fibroid is about to burst at any time. He advised that we needed to perform surgery urgently. I asked him how much it would cost, and he replied that we should prioritize saving her life first. I requested that he allowed me to inform her father, but by the time I returned, he had already performed the surgery. I voiced concern over his inability to wait for me to return with her father. He then instructed us to administer 4 injections, each costing 9,500 to enable him perform another surgery for her.
I'm unable to calculate the exact amount we have spent, but so far, we've spent up to 2 million naira. We've been here for about a month, and I'm appealing to the government to assist me in ensuring my child regains good health. 63-year-old Veronica Abimbola is a distraught wife and mother. She recently lost her spouse who had sought medical care at the only private medical facility in Ikpakpo, where he was assured of quality health care but lost his life in the process. Mrs. Abimbola narrates the story of the incident which has affected the fortunes of her family.
That point is that he was complaining that this thing they call Uju, and he used the drug he has. But normally, if there's a doctor here, the doctor would have known the best. So he's using Fadok Hospital before, and it's just to check the BP and see. He has monitored the one he used. But getting there, he is really qualified. What he will have done is, you have to say, okay, maybe you just give me a pill to rest, to calm the tension. Then maybe you have to see your doctor and you can even ask him or take him. You have something to help him since I'm around there.
Woman did the operation. So, unfortunately, later on, she gave up. What kind of operation? Just a kind of this fibroid problem. But later on, the woman gave up.
I dey go on the hospital.
What happened was that my mother complained of stomach pain, and we took her to the hospital. We took her there in August, and the doctor diagnosed her with fibroid. After the operation, she was never herself again until she passed away.
Efforts to get the reaction of the police have proved abortive, as personnel of the force have declined comments. However, other relatives of the victims seek justice as they have been made to part with a fortune without any visible improvement in the patient's health.
On getting there, the doctor said before he opened the woman, a relative must follow them into the theater so that they will know what is going on. On getting there, one of our brother followed them into the theater as they requested from us. On getting there, we discovered that is what the womb of that woman had been removed by the Quack Hospital.
Badrat Adebayo has now been transferred to the Adeoyo Ring Road Medical Facility in Ibadan, where she is currently receiving treatment. Consultant orthopedic surgeon Adeoye Allen Taylor, who is monitoring developments there, speaks on the matter.
She had a surgery somewhere which became complicated. And the complication was what developed into the enterocutaneous fistula. She's currently being worked on for surgery, but she's not yet fully optimized for surgery. That's what's causing delay in a surgical treatment.
Health experts have warned that quack medical practitioners abound and have called for proper verification of doctors by checking their credentials, checking online reviews, asking questions, as well as seeking a second opinion.
Quite a sad one there. Hopefully the family gets justice. Still in Oyo State, the High Court has adjourned till December 10, the case of 12 students accused of murdering Jeffrey Akro, an undergraduate student of Ajayi Crowther University. Justice Ladinro Akintola adjourned the case after the court session in Oyo. Here's more of the report.
A few months ago, 12 students of Ajayi Crowther University in Oyo were arraigned for allegedly beating Akor Alex, a 200-level mechanical engineering student, to death. At the resumed hearing, the defendants' counsel filed an application for their client's bail. Although the court is yet to rule on the bail application, all 12 defendants have pleaded not guilty to the 2 counts charged against them.
Today's applications, I was ready to oppose and file my counter affidavit. But the judge, in his wisdom, having considered, ratified holistically, advised that we exploit the possibility of resolving all the issues and matter out of court, considering the age of the suspect and the disease and the damage that has already been done. And we have to adjourn to try. On our part, we are ready to resolve the matter amicably.
But relatives of the deceased say whatever the outcome of the matter, justice should be served.
I don't have much to comment. We have to follow what our counsel have earlier said, and we'll come out, whatever they resolve, we'll follow them. But justice have to prevail.
The court has adjourned the case till the 10th of December for further hearing.
Daily Trust newspaper has emerged the best designed newspaper of the year 2024 in the 33rd edition of the Diamond Award for Media Excellence, DAME. The paper was announced winner at the award ceremony held in Lagos on Saturday. The annual award was initiated in 1991 to promote and recognize professionalism in the media by awarding outstanding individuals and organizations, and has inducted many names into its Hall of Fame in print journalism, broadcasting, and advertising. Daily Trust won the best designed newspaper in Nigeria with quality photographs and well laid out cover page design.
Daily Trust newspaper is a proud recipient of the best designed newspaper award at DAME. With its impactful use of photography, attractive front pages, and effective use of white lines, Daily Trust has consistently demonstrated its commitment to excellence in journalism and design. As the most successful newspaper in northern Nigeria, Daily Trust has established itself as a trusted source of news and information, and its dedication to high-quality reporting has earned its loyal readership. Congratulations to Daily Trust newspaper on this well-deserved recognition.
Congratulations to Daily Trust for that win. Now, former Vice President Atiku Abubakar has hosted the 2023 Labour Party presidential candidate Peter Obi at his residence in Adamawa State. Atiku disclosed this in a video shared on X on Saturday. His caption read, "It is breakfast time with my friend #Peter Obi in the land of beauty." The video featured the two leaders alongside others seated together at the dining table, ready to have their meal.
Morning, ladies and gentlemen. Your Excellency, morning. Good morning, sir. Why are you sitting down there?
It's just to say, I decided to be
What is that? This is
Now, a federal high court sitting in Abakaliki, Ebonyi State, has affirmed the suspension of Ali Odefa from the People's Democratic Party (PDP). Odefa was suspended from the party on October 4, 2024 by the executive committee of the party at his Oguduoko ward in Onitsha local government area of Ebonyi State. Allegations of his anti-party activities, delivering judgment in the matter filed by Uvuta Herbert Onyedikachi and others versus Chief Ali Odefa and others. Justice Hilary Oshoma affirmed the suspension of Ali Odefa and ordered that Odefa should henceforth stop parading himself as the national vice chairman of the party, having been validly suspended from the party. The judge further ruled that the suspension of Odefa took effect from November 29, 2024. The Chief of Defense Staff, General Christopher Musa, has warned that the abuse of social media, arms and drug trafficking by personnel of the Nigerian military and armed forces will not be tolerated. General Musa read the riot act during the passing out parade for the 87 regular recruits intake and the centenary celebration on Saturday in Zaria. The CDS, who was the special guest of honor and reviewing officer of the parade, said indiscipline would never be condoned by the armed forces. He said the armed forces have regulated the use of social media platforms by its members and warned that every member should abide by it.
For any institution to have existed for 100 years, that institution must have been doing so many things very well. And DEPO in Nigerian Army has continued to serve this country, and we're very, very proud of DEPO Nigerian Army. You can see the Chief of Army Staff is here, the Chief of the Corps Commander Infantry, all the principal staffs are all here to show you that we're very happy with DEPO. All the support will continue to be given to DEPO Nigerian Army so that we can continue to fine-tune and bring very professional soldiers that will continue to serve this great country. And I mean, we're bringing another crop of so that they can add up to the security aspects of the country. But we always have said it, that we cannot do it alone. We need every Nigerian to come together, cooperate, support the armed forces, support the Nigerian Army, support the Navy, support the Air Force, and other security agencies. That's the only way we can succeed. If you see something that is wrong, please do not hesitate to report, and action will be taken immediately.
Now, the Nigerian police have reminded Nigerians that the use of tinted vehicle windows remains illegal in the country. This confirmation comes after an ex-user reported on Saturday that her car was impounded for having tinted windows without prior notice. The said user, identified as Fine, in a post tagged the police asking for clarifications as to why his car or her car was impounded and likely punishment. The force public relations officer Olumuyiwa Adejobi, in a response, said there is a ban on the use of tinted windows, adding that it's even a legal matter because there is a law on it. The police, Adejobi said, only suspended the enforcement of the law because of the suspension of the issuance of the tint permit. The police spokesperson added that the police may be discretional about it to ascertain whether the vehicle is being used for criminal activities or not. Adejobi, however, noted that the use of tint on vehicles in Nigeria is an offense, as many have abused it. Residents of the Federal Capital Territory have been reacting to the onset of the Harmattan season in its usual dusty winds, dry air and thick hazes. With the change in weather that comes with the season, many have started to react differently. Trust TV's Antonia Eboham reports that residents are also reporting adverse effects on their health. Here's more.
Harmattan is an annual season which usually takes place from November to March. It is usually hot and dry with humidity as low as 15% in the atmosphere. This season ushers in desert-like weather conditions with low humidity and also prevents rain from forming in the clouds. The dusty nature of the season can result in serious nose bleeding for some people and catarrh, cough, pains or headache for others. As a matter of fact, as individuals vary, so do effects of the Harmattan on them.
What's in the face right now is normally the Harmattan is, but it's not too strong like just, but I think it's okay. It's okay, but it comes with fever and a lot of things.
Weather is something else, but we thank God for everything. I just discovered that in this time we are in, this catarrh, this cough, Just recently, I discovered I was having weakness of the body. Shoot, I even had purging, kind of, because of the way that I discovered it's cold that entered me. So what I do now is I manage myself. I don't rush into using cold water to bathe. Instead, I wait for the sun to come out if I don't want to use warm water. I wait for the sun to come out, but if I'm in a hurry, I will use warm water.
While many complain about the harsh weather and its effect on their health, other residents still trust TV how happy they are to experience the Harmattan season.
Well, sometimes I use a nose cover to prevent the dust. Like I enjoy this season, yes, because it's my best season. I enjoy Harmattan. I like receiving the breeze, that comes with it. So I enjoy the season. It's not really I'm not feeling it that harsh. Yeah, I'm not feeling it that harsh. I enjoy the season. And it's because I have an oily face. It's the Harmattan it try as it nourish the face. It goes with my face. So I don't really feel it. I even get fairer this season.
To balance both divides, some spoke of preventive measures that can keep one away from season-based health challenges as well as dry skin.
For me, I feel dry and a bit sick. I do this weather, but I feel like now I'm at work. If I reach home, first thing I'll just like boil hot water and take my bed and rub oil, plenty of the oil and oil. So that one, like, at least I will feel like moisturized.
What we are challenging in this Harmattan season that the place is very cool, and so I know that if the place is very cool, I have to put maybe sweater, or if I don't want maybe kata to disturb me, I will avoid of drinking cold water. So to make my health to be good on my skin, sometimes I used to, yes, it's good for me to drink water again without maybe cool season or not cool season, so that my health will be good, because water is good in the body.
Meanwhile, stakeholders recommend frequent health checks during the Harmattan as well as preventive measures such as the use of nose mask, avoiding cold water or beverages, regular exercise, as well as the use of moisturizers, among others. Antonia Ebahon, Trust TV News.
Female Muslim preachers from Kano and Kaduna states have met in Kaduna to design ways of mobilizing communities in their states to prevent the growing cases of gender-based violence in northern Nigeria as part of the 2024 16 Days of Activism. The meeting was to integrate Islamic teachings into gender-based violence prevention strategies, provide participants with tools to challenge harmful cultural practices using Islamic perspectives, and enhance the capacity of leaders to advocate for the protection of women and girls in their communities. Here's the report.
The meeting is organized by the Development Research and Projects Center, DRPC, with the collaboration of the Center for Islamic Civilization and Interfaith, Bayero University, Kano, and supported by the Ford Foundation. According to the clerics, Muslim opinion leaders are designed to strengthen and position Islamic preachers to communicate, advocate for, and model change to prevent gender-based violence in Kano and Kaduna State and northern Nigeria in general.
Gender-based violence, although Islam condemns violence in all its ramifications, whether it is gender-based or not. But one important thing that we need to understand with regard to gender-based violence, because the weaker gender, as they call it, that is the female gender, tends to be more vulnerable. And that is why you can see within the context of Islam, there are quite a number of texts in the Holy Quran as well as in the Sunnah of the Prophet ﷺ that encourage husbands to be very nice to their wives. Generally, that is, they need to tolerate them, they need to show them kindness.
We started by giving evidences citing or quoting
verses and traditions of the Prophet ﷺ, that confirmed the existence of the female's gender and also their right to live and their rights to dignity and honor.
Really, I acknowledge the role of this project because regarding this gender-based violence, and they are support all the people, especially this is Muslim leader, regarding how to tackle this gender-based violence, especially in the North Nigeria.
The participants said the workshop equipped them with the knowledge to use Islamic teachings to challenge harmful cultural norms against women.
First time, before I said anything, I want to thank the people that organize this sensitization workshop because we learn a lot and it helps us a lot because in the time that I'm attending this type of sensitization workshop, this is the first one that I gain a lot and get a very forward way in my da'wah. In the hour, and I learned a lot. I'm going to use it to the grassroots. I'm going to take it as a step down sensitization to the areas that we are carrying out our da'wah program.
This project operates on the understanding that religious leaders particularly hold significant sway in shaping their community's belief, attitudes, and behaviors. Bella Musa, Trust TV News Kaduna.
Now, the Asaba of Asaba. Obi, Professor Epiphany Ange, has received the staff of office as the 14th Asaba of Asaba. The staff of office was presented to him by the Governor of Delta State, Sheriff Oboriwori, at the Ogwauku Ahaba. Jonathan Awai has more in this report.
It was a jubilant celebration as the presentation of the staff of office officially confirmed Professor Azinge's ascension to the throne of his forebears as the 14th Asagba of Asaba. The event followed the passing and burial of the 13th Asagba, the esteemed Professor Chike Edozien. While handing over the staff of office, the governor urged the new monarch to uphold peace and stability in Asaba, emphasizing that a peaceful environment is key to fostering development.
Order my watch continue to partner with you and other traditional rulers in the state for the enactments of people-oriented laws and policies necessary for the prosperity, peace, and progress of all.
The chief celebrant, Obi Professor Epiphany Azinge, reassured Asaba indigenes and residents of a new era filled with renewed hope and unity. Several indigenes expressed admiration for the Asagba's wealth of experience and prayed for a reign marked by peace and progress.
Justice, fairness, truthfulness. That's the only thing that can stand the test of time.
Of Asaba. And we say that may God continue to be with him in the leadership of Asaba.
I'm sure that he has the capacity to make sure that that peace reigns in Asaba. More so that Asaba is the capital of Delta State. I know that he has the capacity to do that.
I think he has a job before him. Asaba is no longer the silent, lovely ancient town that it once was. Asaba is now a sprawling metropolis. A city in its own right. You know, you have a lot of ethnic groups, a lot of people. In fact, it's a mini Nigeria.
The Asagba people are very special people. This is our capital. We will all support him as much as we can. I'm very grateful to the governor, Your Excellency. That was a touch of grace to come and give this staff of office directly yourself.
This is Governor Oboriwori's first staff of office presentation since his inauguration on May 29, 2023. Jonathan Awanyai, Trust TV News, Asaba.
For display of culture there. Now in business, the lawmaker representing Tambuwal Federal Constituency of Sokoto State, Absumad Dasuki, has advised the presidency to present data showing tax revenue that accrued to states and the FCT from January to September 2024 under the current tax law and the projected tax revenue that would have accrued to each state in the same period under the proposed tax reform bills for lawmakers and other concerned Nigerians to make informed decisions on the tax bills currently before the National Assembly. Speaking at the weekend, the lawmaker who chairs the House of Representatives Committee on Shipping Services said providing this data would help lawmakers to do a comparative analysis of the extant tax law and the new tax bills for a sound resolution. Dasuki said this would also allay fears among concerned Nigerians that the proposed tax laws would worsen the economies of some states and have enormous negative impacts on citizens. He said Nigerians had the right to know about a proposed law that would have consequential impacts on their lives and the economies of their states. The federal lawmaker argued that no reasonable Nigerian would oppose a tax system that would improve quality of lives, economies of each state, and the overall development of the country, but added that all patriotic citizens would oppose any tax bill that could engender inequalities among states or that is inherently detrimental to the welfare of citizens and economies of subnational entities. The Central Bank of Nigeria on Friday advised bank customers to report any difficulties withdrawing cash from bank branches or ATMs to the Apex Bank from December 1. CBN Governor Olayemi Cardoso said that during the 2024 annual Bankers Dinner in Lagos organized by the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria (CIBN), he urged customers to make reports through designated phone numbers and email addresses for their respective states. Cardoso said the guidelines would be distributed widely to raise public awareness. He called for full regulatory compliance by all stakeholders, including mobile money operators and POS agents, to promote digital transaction channels and improve service delivery. So with the central bank, it has assured that the Naira's true value will be restored with the introduction of an electronic FX matching system, which has proven effective in other markets. The Governor, Olayemi Cardoso, gave the assurance during the 59th annual Bankers Dinner organized by the Chartered Institute of Bankers of Nigeria (CIBN) in Lagos. Cardoso said the CBN had undertaken critical reforms to unify Nigeria's exchange rate, eliminate distortions, and restore transparency. He said panic buying was one of the reasons for FX volatility. According to him, it is vital to address the disinformation circulating about a supposed demand-supply gap in the FX market, fueling unnecessary panic. Cardoso said the current USD exchange rate reflected the price that the most desperate buyers were willing to pay, adding that this does not represent the true market value of the Naira. And away from Nigeria, Kenya's President William Ruto on Saturday said he and the Ugandan President Yoweri Museveni will help mediate a dispute between Ethiopia and Somalia, which is threatening the stability of the region. Landlocked Ethiopia, which has thousands of troops in Somalia to fight Al-Qaeda-linked insurgents, has fallen out with the Mogadishu government over its plans to build a port in the breakaway region of Somaliland in exchange for possible recognition of its sovereignty. Somaliland has struggled to gain international recognition despite governing itself and enjoying comparative peace and stability since declaring independence in 1991. The spat has drawn Somalia closer to Egypt, which has quarreled with Ethiopia for years over Addis Ababa's construction of a vast hydro dam on the Nile River, and Eritrea, another of Ethiopia's falls. Several attempts to resolve the feud in Ankara, Turkey, failed to make a breakthrough. More than 122,000 people have been forced out of their homes as massive floods caused by relentless rain swept through Malaysia's northern states, disaster management officials have disclosed on Saturday. The number surpassed the 118,000 evacuated during one of the country's worst floodings in 2014, with disaster officials fearing it could rise further as there was no let-up in torrential downpours. The death toll remained at 4, recorded across Kelantan, Terengganu, and Sarawak. Kelantan State bore the brunt of the flooding, accounting for 3% of the over 122,000 people evacuated, according to data from the National Disaster Management Agency. Nearly 35,000 people were evacuated in Terengganu, with the rest of the displacements reported from 7 other states. Heavy rains, which began early this week, continue to harm Pasir Puteh town in Kelantan, where people could be seen walking through streets inundated with hip-deep waters. The Malaysian Meteorological Department warned that heavy rains will continue until Sunday in Kelantan, Terengganu, and Perak. It's time in sports, where the 8th edition of Africa Board Games has taken place in the Federal Capital Territory, a sporting event that unites board games enthusiasts. And Trust TV's Adenia Jife was there and has more.
The 2024 AFCON Games had parents and guardians throng the venue to test their world's mental alertness through various board games earmarked for the sporting event. The AFCON Games brought smiles and enthusiasm in the kids who gave their all to compete for honors in the under 10, under 14, and under 17 chess categories, trying out their abilities to become world beaters in the mental sport while competing in other board games. Chess under 10 female category had Iwagun Kiruka leading the pack ahead of Ojo Dominion in second place, as Shukura King David came third. Reto Ivie won under 14 as Damian Joshua scooped the under 17 male, with Inolim Angel winning the female version. The event exhibit made in Nigerian games and other sports like beanbag toss, golf, shooting, Jenga, archery, falconet, throwing game, and beanball basket, among others. Mitchell, Chidimom, and Oshejon, who competed in chess and other games, lays the benefit of playing.
The advice I'll give them is that board games are good to play and you feel happy and it's just for fun.
Things about board game. Board game is like a life for me. Board game helps you think high and just like play, go around and interact with other people and have that knowledge of you don't always have to be in class. You can share a board game to help you and understand things about, like if you want to learn English or anything.
Playing board game, they are very educative. They help you to think more, think fast, and learn how to strategize anything you're trying to do.
A moment of happiness for Guardian Emanuela, highlighting the gains of being present at the games.
I basically met really smart children, brought my nephew here, and he's having a swell time. And for me too, I'm enjoying myself because they made accommodations for games for guardians, parents, and all. So the networking here is really good. I've learned a couple of games. So yeah, you're not bored waiting for your child to do his or her thing. So you two, you're having fun and all of that. So yeah, it's really cool.
Board game creator Kenechukwu talks more about the AFCON Games.
This is a gathering of tabletop games enthusiasts, and by tabletop games we are talking about board games, card games, dice games, miniature games, and role play games. So AFCON started in 2016, and this is the 8th edition with the exception of the COVID year. And in this convention you get to see a lot of games that are made in Nigeria. Made in Nigeria, shocker. A lot of games that we already play in Nigeria are not even from Africa, from Ludo, chess, Scrabble, and all of those. But here you get to see games that are originated and manufactured here in Nigeria and also for export.
Board games enthusiasts, we look forward to 2025 African Board Games Convention to improve on their talents and strive to win more prizes. That's Sport News. I'm Adeni Ajisafe.
That concludes News Hour tonight on Trust TV. For more of our news, programs, documentaries, do want to follow us on our social media platform and on our YouTube live stream. I am Chiamaka Nwafo. Thank you for joining us tonight. Good night.